You go. You can go.
All right, chapter 8 is basically just Joe dying. That's all it is. Joe's going to die. Now, what happens is he gets really sick. And Jamie tells him to go see a doctor, but he won't. He decides, he's really stubborn. He decides he wants to go see what's called a root doctor. Okay? So, anybody know what a root doctor is? Anybody think they have an idea what that might be? A root doctor? Yeah, it's like, what do they call now? What do they call that now? Where they do everything like natural, the natural remedies and the natural healing, and they only use like sage and thyme and stuff that you can make yourself. They don't use prescription drugs, and they don't use regular doctors. I forget what they call that, but anyway, that home remedy kind of stuff. So that's what he does. He goes to see this root doctor. Now Jamie finally, she sees he's really dying, so she calls a real doctor from Orlando, Florida. And he comes and diagnoses Joe and says that he has kidney failure. Do any of you know what that means? Nah, not necessarily. What does that mean if you have kidney failure?
Kidneys dying.
You're going to die. Because I don't know if you guys know this, if you know a little bit about biology. Yeah, your kidneys are what strain out all of the toxins from your body. And then that comes out as pee or whatever, you know. If you're not able to strain toxins out of your body because your kidney is failing, your body's basically going to keep all these toxins and you're going to die. So the longer you go with a kidney failure, you're eventually going to die and it's going to come quick. You're not going to have a lot of time. You can either get a kidney transplant or you can go on what's called dialysis. This is the 1920s and they didn't have that much money or that much time back then to be able to fly to wherever, and then there's no airplanes, you know what I'm saying? So they couldn't do that. So basically he's going to die. And that's what happens. Of course, and he could have gotten medication, but he didn't get any of that either. So they get into a fight because eventually he's dying. And she says to him, you never gave me a chance. You know, you never loved me. And she gives him, you know, a bunch of crap before he dies. And then he says, you never gave me a chance to love you. And she says, well, you never listened to me. We were married for 20 years. You never listened to me. You were too busy worrying about what everybody else thought. You were too busy trying to be your big own voice here. And as she's yelling at him, he dies.
That's tragic.
It is tragic, but come on, he kind of deserved it. She spent 20 years of her life getting controlled by this man, and he never listened to her. So finally, basically, she gets the last word. It kind of feels good if you think about it. I know us girls really get it. We're like, yeah. All right, anyway, so Joe dies, and then, of course, this is what she does. I love this. At the end, this is more symbols. She goes to the mirror and lets down her hair. Do you get it? It's like a symbol for freedom, taking off the head rag. Even though she's young, she's not young anymore, she's still beautiful. And Jamie's not that upset. He's dead. In fact, she feels very free. And she goes to the window and yells out the window, Joe's dead. End of chapter 8.